Hello there everyone, and welcome back to Empire Total War with Darth Mod playing as Poland, Lithuania. And it seems as though we've found ourselves in a string of battles taking place across the continent. Last time around we were up in sort of the Saxony region. Now we're down in Transylvania and Klausenberg, which was the fight where I thought they would very likely sally forth. Because, well, they outnumber me, and then also I realized that attacking this place, when they would have the defensive ground, they have a lot of artillery, so it would be difficult to do that. I do think we have a better chance now when they are attacking us instead. And I think that's what we're gonna say, because this is it's a smaller one than the one we had, so maybe we will even be able to finish this turn. So without further ado, let's go ahead and see if we cannot take Klausenberg as the enemy attack forward. The startup provided, or the startup formation provided by just the AI, seems to actually be kind of what I want. So we have all the Albanian warbands in the center and the cavalry on the sides. The only thing is maybe I want them further out on the flank. And then we keep one of them in reserve. So the idea is to have these possibly advance across here. Since the enemy has a lot of cavalry, we should take care not to advance too far or too quickly, and in good spacing deploy the stakes that they can deploy. And then the cavalry will swing in from either side and hit the enemy cavalry, not the enemy cavalry, the enemy cannons, which there should be plenty of. So there's a lot of infantry on this side, but we'll hit the enemy straight on. And it doesn't look as though they're intending to advance. I can hear some shots coming in. They're firing their howitzers towards my infantry. You know what? I'm gonna tell these guys to slow down a little bit, just so I can set these guys to what targets they should go for. So we have cavalry advancing, carbineers, nasty, provincial cavalry. So far we're not getting hit. Okay, so these three will go for the enemy cavalry to start off with. Jesus Christ, what are they shooting? Oh, they're shooting for us now. They're shooting for the cavalry. So these guys have been sent in, and before these guys come under fire, we want to send them forward. And then to make sure that we don't end up too far away from defensive positions, I'm going to deploy spikes with 2 of the units. Okay, it seems like all cavalry kind of got stuck. For this one is not attacking anymore. We're breaking down this howitzer, but we need to get through and get the cavalry. The provincial cavalry is blocking the enemy artillery from shooting at their own. Oh, god damn it. Charge the enemy, if you please. Right, the stakes have been deployed. So we are in a pretty good defensive position. One of my cavalry units, I notice now, is retreating. So we have plenty of cover, at least on this side. I want you guys to ride up through here. The main point is that our cavalry is to destroy and send away as much enemy artillery as possible. What I might have done, now when I think about it, is I should have possibly... Okay, so with these guys are kind of safe to go ahead and attack these. They've actually, quite cleverly enough, deployed stakes against these guys and not against these. We have the militia and the artillery retreating. We have another militia there. We got provincial cavalry. One will charge and stop him. The other one will go around, go for these two artillery. The cavalry, I think, can probably break this one down. And... oh, the enemy militia decided to charge straight into our Albanian warband. I'm not entirely sure who's winning there. Okay, so the left side, the left flank of the cavalry was utterly destroyed. So that didn't go too well for them. I don't know, this prolonged fight here is probably not working. So I'm gonna send the cavalry off just to chase these guys down. And the idea is mostly for my cavalry to get the enemy artillery. So I want them to kind of charge through there. We've got Austrian cavalry stopping right in front of the spikes, and I'm wondering why this warband is not opening fire on them when they're right in front of them. Okay, so one warband is actually taking quite a bit of damage, and the Austrian cavalry is advancing together with Austrian infantry, so I'm gonna retreat the warbands to the secondary position. We didn't chase that unit down, they're still stuck here. I want them to retreat further. Right, this one has kind of come into a gold position where I think he can get rid of the last units in there, and I think we can send in the other one. We'll send the cavalry back because they need to be there to protect the warbands, which have fallen back to the second line at this point. It kind of holds their carbineers back at the first line. We've got a light infantry unit. It's a named one. So I imagine these guys is something that we have to deal with. I don't think they can... oh shit, how have you been shot down so badly? I thought I was like, yes, now is the time to use my reserved unit, and it's lost half its manpower somehow. These two units, the main point is I want you guys to get rid of all the enemy... oh yeah, we don't give a crap about the enemy general there. I want you to get rid of all the cannons. Right, go for those guys over there. And ride down that light infantry. I think they were trying to deploy stakes or something. I'm not sure. But they're running, they're splitting up. Perfect target for my cavalry. And in a prolonged firefight here against militia and cavalry, I do think my warbands, since there's multiple, have a pretty good chance at defeating the enemy. And we keep cavalry in reserve. One thing I'm thinking though is it might be, I'm wondering how many bullets, not of the enemy but of ours, that are being stopped by these obstacles. Right, that light infantry unit is getting run over by our lancers, so that's nothing we have to worry about. We have a militia unit moving in. It's moving on the cavalry. Why do you do that? Why is it my mouse again? There we go. We'll retire them further. And let's see. This one routed. But I have perfect position here to charge in and get rid of the last two, hopefully. Unless I'm mistaken, last two enemy artillery pieces. Yes, this one remains single piece, and this one single piece. All your single pieces. Now put your hands up in defeat. Let's see if we can save that one. That militia unit has been utterly trashed. I think if we gain some ground, I think we can do similar things to these two. What I'm gonna do with this one is I'm gonna bring it out here. And we're gonna bring this one up to where this little one is. And then the smaller one will retreat towards the forest. This one will hold, but I think it will move forward a little bit. Same with these two. To gain a little bit of ground. I can't believe we haven't run these guys down yet. And with that, the fight is firmly in place around... God damn it. Should be firmly in place around this area, the front line. Oh, the militia charged us there on the cavalry to start moving to move in through the flank and drip through the militias. This militia I don't think is going to do very well against our warbands. I don't know which one is better. I imagine the warband is still better in melee. What did that guy do? Did you see that? He did like a spin. And they're sending forwards the remnants of their cavalry units, which obviously isn't going to get through, given that I've made sure that the entire area is covered by spikes. What I might would have wanted to do is put some spikes in the corner there. This guy is kind of riding around, see if he can find somewhere to go in. My lance is over here. I was a bit worried here, but they actually took down the carbine units. And we have the Austrians retreating over here, leaving one militia unit over there, one line infantry, and then more militia. With that, you know what? Drop out of that and move into lines and move up towards the flank. You will speed up the process a little bit. And now we'll try to finalize the defeat of the enemy force. They still have a lot of men, and they do have one proper line infantry unit, 32nd. I don't know what exactly they're doing, because they're kind of moving away from us. And kind of in a strange way. Right, go into light formation again. And then I want you along that. And I want you to move there. And you guys to move there. And I wonder if I can get you guys in a more in a better angle that we can fire straight up and not have shots possibly be claimed by that wall. And then the cavalry is hopefully ready. They're winded. This one's tired and shaken. Okay, the enemy... Right, a charge from here right into their back is exactly what's gonna break them. I'm gonna bring up the general so he could possibly take part in this as well. Now when I've got the warband into the flank here, I think we'll see a lot more casualties, and we'll see this one rout soon enough. They've lost about half their unit size. This one's only lost 1 soldier, and this one's lost about 90. We'll have to have a little bit of a shootout just to save as much cavalry as possible. But I think definitely, if this one goes, it kind of goes through a chain reaction over to this militia as well. But I think what we'll do is we'll focus our charge on the line infantry. And then what we can have is the general then coming in from a flank to attack what remains of this militia. And that way we will win the battle. So I don't want to alert the enemy to my attention until it's too late. I'm gonna tell the general to charge. Oh, they turned! They completely turned. If they had held that, actually, if they had held that first position where they just basically turned around, completely turned around and fired on us, they could have actually broken us. This one's kind of breaking and running. The line infantry is running. And now this militia is shattered as well. And the cavalry will now turn around, focus on the last unit. And victory shall be ours. The thing is though, I imagine that there's still gonna be a second battle. But hoping I can out-resolve it, or because the enemy force has been so mangled that we can hold on to the siege for quite a while. The general's bodyguard and the national lancers ready to capture the militia regiment's flag, and they are shattered and are running. We can chase them for a little bit. They're down to 80 men out of 400, so I think that's enough. And we cut this one similarly down quite a bit, so we'll end it right here and go back to the campaign map. Now it may very well just lead us into the next field battle, and if that's the case, then we'll just jump on that. So here is the statistics. The enemy deployed 3,100 men, and I deployed 2,500. The enemy lost 2,300, and I lost 1,500, or just shy of 1,500, 1,499. The enemy army remains with 800 men, while my stand at 1,000, roughly. So we switched. Before, the enemy had an advantage on us, about 600 men. Now the advantage in our favor with about 250. Highest killers go to National Cavalry, I'm sorry about that. And then we have some of the Albanian warbands, because that's the entire army, National Cavalry and warbands. Probably quite a few of the National Lancers were destroyed, so we'll have to re-recruit them. But I think what I can do is, since I'm laying siege, I might be able to replenish my forces while the enemy won't. So we would still carry the day in this region. I'm gonna go ahead and just cut here, and we'll see, because it's still the enemy turn, so we'll see what other battles they have in store for us. Okay, so I wasn't expecting this, but maybe I should have. The Mughal Empire is gonna take back the Kashmir regions which they sold to us. And yeah, I think this very well fits as a last battle for this video, because the other one took 15 minutes and it would be hard to fit anything else in there. So we're gonna have this one. We have 500 settlers, Polish settlers. We've 3 garrison mortars, and then 2 of these Gurkhas, which we've hired in, giving us an army of 1,500 men, while the enemy stands at 8,888 men under Musrat Hassan. And we have Kumur, Gritsmala Kumur. And with that, let's draw into battle, shall we? Really poor weather. I would have wished there wasn't a fog. And also I wished we'd actually started over here, like be able to use this town from the start, but instead the soldiers decided to deploy here, so I can't actually... So I have to run to the defensive position, but that also means that I have to leave my mortars outside, and one of these mortars holds the general, so I'm not entirely sure I will do that. But what I've done is, since they will most likely attract cavalry attention, I've put down these. But yeah, we'll see how this goes. So the Gurkhas will make it into town, together with the 500 settlers. And I think for the... I don't know which one is best, quick climb or explosive. We'll see here. We're firing on the enemy cavalry. Oh, we're actually firing over here towards the enemy general. Quite devastating, because we seem to have taken about 200 of the enemy's Gurkhas in that explosion. They still have loads of elephant and pikemen and stuff. It really set off their cavalry though, which is on the way, and also the enemy artillery is bombarding us. Right. Hurry into that immediately. I think we can actually fit 2 units, so we should be able to. I don't know what's up with me. I drank a little bit of Coke, and now it's like constantly sort of burping. And yes, I am. I am sorry for that. Hopefully it's not too pronounced. Let's see if we can get another salvo of those bombs. I'm gonna put one here, one there, and one... Oof. If I could get a shot off towards these. Okay, there we go. The next salvo. Can I hit in front of these? So no great shot there with one that took out 40. Oh, these guys have bows. And the ones that hit back here actually missed. And we hit just a slightly... We're able to hit there. Right. They're putting down so much artillery fire here that I'm wondering if I should even put people inside the house. But I think this one might be pretty strong. It's one of those that's split into 3 pieces. So they'll have to shoot down all 3 pieces, and right now it seems that they're aiming for the Gurkhas. Right. You will keep your targets as the enemy approaches. These 2 are actually the ones coming closer, so maybe I should aim more for them. Or maybe for these 2, which are kind of combined. I'm not sure. They're kind of lining up though. That you can see them starting to make the line through here. Maybe what I should do is I should focus everything kind of towards the bowmen and that cavalry unit. Then blast them to bits, because they're gonna be attacking my howitzers. And my howitzers, I wouldn't say it's the key to my victory, but it's clearly the key to inflicting tons of damage onto these guys. I mean, I could win if they're just gonna sit out there and let me shoot at them. Right, so we have one of the bowmen, and that's about it. You know what? Aim for the enemy cavalry, and I want to stop these bowmen. So we're gonna deploy one of the Gurkhas. I think it's meant to be Gurkhas, but I'm not entirely sure if it's supposed to be spelled like that. Gorkas. Maybe that's how I'm supposed to say it. And they move through the town. I mean, the archers could very well have stood down there, fired up on these, on the mortar. Ooh. Nasty, killing loads. Fan out into a line as we approach the bowmen. The commander is still alive. Right, go for them. Charge for Poland! And the bowmen decide, oh no! What is this? Where come all these swordsmen? And they only have axes. Hopefully the Gurkhas are good at melee. You'd imagine they'd be good at melee. I wish they would go ahead and actually attack. Actually attack my position. Ooh, yeah, they're being a little bit more aggressive now. Aim towards this bloody square. Can we blow that one? Or maybe it's hedge my bets by aiming at multiple targets. How's the Gurkhas doing? Concerned, shaken. They're winning just slightly. That's a bit disappointing, given it's bloody bowmen with axes they're fighting. The mortars, hopefully. God damn it, they're missing. The enemy is moving too quickly. A few shots are landing. Ooh, the enemy's coming very close here. Just to keep the fight going, I'm going to... Yes, there we go. So the general will now retreat towards the Grand Hotel. Oh, and enemy artillery is focusing in on our mortars at this point. And we lost one of them. They're gathering up a load of troops here, so I think if we have at least one shot left, we can get that off over there. And I wonder if I should not try to save the remainder of the howitzers. Might be too late now. Stop them. Just so that that last one can still fire. Ooh. Ah, it's too close. Aim for something a bit further away. Let's see if this shot lands. Ah, we only killed a few Chinamen. Oh no, both units are kind of wavering over there. Right, there's no point because the howitzers are lost at this point. Back to the hotel. Oh, nasty shots there as well. Losing loads of men. These guys still fighting on. And it's another unit of some kind of Afghani whatever troop. The commander is still fighting here with his men. They're shaken and tied though. But I think the the casualty rates are probably going to be quite disproportionate. That first shot that we got off, they killed I think 200 of their swordmen. A few elephants and stuff. Imagine if the general would have been there and he'd die right off the bat. We have a few other good hits with loads of enemies dead. Now, at the same time, I'm probably losing quite a few men as well. Oh, the general can't go in? Well then, the general will hide in the command headquarters. Right, the Gurkhas make a line in front of the hotel. I want all the gunners to take position so that we can get maximum firepower out of this house. I mean, there would be it seems like there would be a lot more places to fire out of this. And also they could have the men kind of revolver around, so that once they had fired, another one could have moved forward. Actually looks rather spacious inside here. See a little staircase. Some people running about. Right, the levy unit is closing in. We want to stop it from actually getting into the house. And stopping them guys from firing. It is levy, so it should be quite easy, I think, for the swordmen to just slay all of these. Building captured. The general has moved into his headquarters. The thing is, there's probably quite a high risk here of friendly fire. So we're probably shooting more like friendly troops than we are actually shooting enemies here. I've ordered them to fire at the cavalry instead, which is probably gonna work a little bit better. Oh, there goes the flag. And those guys up there has lost. Imagine if I could have set the cannons further back and in better positions. Damn. Right, but these units took a heavy toll as trying to get through all my guys here. And I think we're gonna see something similar over here. So the levy is retreating, leaving only the cavalry. I'm wondering, we're winning just slightly. I'm wondering if we should retreat into our house. The cavalry can't do anything against us. And then just let them get shot to pieces. Like letting the enemy cavalry take full brunt of the muskets, while my swordmen go and hide in the building and stay out of harm's. I was about to say harm's way, but now the artillery open fire on the building. 12%. Not entirely sure. These guys, they're starting to fire at the Grand Hotel. I call it a hotel, but it's called a town hall. Oh no, they've broken! And they are retreating. I should have kept them in the fight, I guess. It's kind of a slow burn now. Why do we have so many men on the roof and on the wrong side? Oh, we have people on the right side as well. But why are there so many people on the roof and not everyone's firing? They're standing here like a parade. What is this? Explain to me what this is supposed to be. And you're not really inflicting any damage on the cavalry either, are you? And the general can see all these Gurkhas retreating. I mean, they still fought bravely for us, so I don't think we can blame them for their defeat. We'll speed it up a bit. The levy is back. Focusing fire on the levy. There are 500 men. They're gonna break their way in. Oh, Let's see. Tat, 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 tat. Okay, let's see if I can see where they're fighting inside. They're charging past the two guys standing here. I think some of them might very well attack these guys from the back pretty soon. Or are they all just going to the second floor? What's happening on the second floor? There we have a fight. He stabbed the guy. And I think we'll see... Oh yeah, there's a fight over there, kinda. Yeah. The settlers are holding on. There's a bit of fighting in there. That guy decided he's a bit unsure where to fire. And that one's just keeping his shot for now. Right. Yeah, send some guys from the roof down into the building. Okay, we've got an enemy. Ooh, he just stabbed one of our guys. There's loads of enemies down here, and they seem to have a hard time getting up to this guy. And these might very well be... Ooh! The center part of the building took a heavy hit there, going down to 56%. Imagine if there actually was some physics in this, and those stones, they would have absolutely crushed everyone standing down here. Oh, now we have a better view of what's going on inside, kinda. They're running about over there. I can't really see the stairwell. It would be nice if they'd open up some of the windows here, so I could see. Are there any Indians on the roof yet? No, there's no one here yet. Oh, and now this one goes to 56% as well. Oh, here we can see. Right, here I can see. So the main staircase. We've got loads of guys running up through there. Here's an even better view of the staircase. I think we need to go up. I can't actually see second floor there, but I can see up to third. And we can see a bit of fighting in there. There's still people in the windows. We've got massive flames over there. Now they're shooting down this part. So I guess they're looking at... Ooh, this one's 70. The house is going to fall pretty soon. The militia unit inside, though, is wavering. I'm ordering everyone to move into the windows and stuff to actually fight. It looks like we lost the guys that were standing in these windows. 35% here. Now this one went to 56. 77. 70, 56. The house is soon to collapse. Did the enemy... No, the enemy unit is still there. I wonder if I should retreat out, or if that would just prolong our pain. Thing is, I could try to save some of the men by retreating out, and have the enemy die in there alone. Why do they not do as I tell them to do? What if I tell them to leave the building from the front? Or, no, what I should do is this. Can you fight them if I order you to fight them? This bit is down to 84%. And they're receiving bullets towards there. Oh! He ran past. And one guy fell out a window. No, the unit is now retreating. I wonder if they would still fire on the house. It would be nice if they could tear down the middle part. That leaves only the general, I was about to say, but they've started shelling him, and yeah, there goes that battle. Right, and so here we have the results of the battle. The enemy deployed so-and-so, we already know that. The important part is the losses. So the enemy lost about 500, 600, 700 men more than us. And if we go in here, we can see that it wasn't actually the mortars that killed the most. Even the flintlock armed citizenry killed more than the mortars, which I'm quite surprised at, because I thought they did quite a lot of damage given all the dead people around. But I can imagine that you know, if we tally up this isn't 2,000 men dead, because I mean there's barely 1,000 if you count all of this. So I guess they don't really count everything when it comes to the explosion. I don't know how that works. But yeah, we lost it, but it was definitely a memorable battle for the enemy, as they took heavy losses taking this position. And also, quite surprisingly, and unusually, we only had a single team kill for our side, which is good. As you can see here at the end turn, or the very final part of this video, we can see that a load of stuff has happened over on the left side. We're not going to go through this now, since these two battles kind of dragged out. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy this, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye!